I was fucking convinced. I told Jamie, I told Jimmy Smith, I'm like, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. It's April Fools. This shit's coming out on April Fools. Fuck you, man. You fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 50 times or how many times I've been busted by April Fools. I'm like, there's no fucking way Tony Ferguson got hurt a week before the fight. Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah.
And it's true.
That's the first thing I thought. I'm like, oh my God, everyone's going to think this is April Fools.
That's what Dana said.
Yeah, no one's going to believe this. You know, I found out late Saturday night. You know, I'm in the studio with Danny Lohner just making some music. And, you know, I knew something might have been wrong because we were supposed to work Saturday afternoon. And he never no-shows. He's late a lot, but he was late, and I'm just hanging out in front of the studio. He's got his own gym now. And after a while, he didn't return his text. I'm like, something, you know, he's a fucking superstar. There's a lot of shit going on, so I just said, okay, fuck it. So I left and went on with my day, went in the studio, and then I get the text, like at 11:25 at night, Saturday night. He said, I fucked up my knee, blew my fucking LCL out. He wants to fight. He wants to fight. He did not want to fight, but his doctor said, you can't fight. And he was like, I need a second opinion. So he went to the UFC doctors. They said, nope, you can't fight. His LCL's detached from his knee, according to...
So it's pulled from the bone.
It's pulled off the bone.
Yeah.
That's what they said. It's really, it's not like, usually you tear...
That's how Dana described it.
Yeah, usually you tear your LCL or your MCL, usually, because I've done my MCL before, it repairs on its own. It's so thick, according to what the doctors tell me. Yeah. I don't know shit. But there, you know, but you tear your meniscus, you probably need surgery for that, or you tear your ACL, you for sure need surgery for that, if it's a complete tear. But the LCL and the MCL, the only time again, according to what I hear, the only time you need surgery is if it's fucking blown the fuck out, like motorcycle accidents,
right.
Like freak things. And when I say Tony wanted to fight, he would have fought with that shit. He didn't give a fuck. They wouldn't let him fight. He wanted to fight.
Was he walking with sunglasses on indoors?
I don't know. I don't know what he was wearing.
This is what Dana was saying, I think. Said he tripped over some wires.
Some, you know, those thick cables that they lay.
Yeah.
Apparently he tripped over one and fell. Fuck.
That's insane.
It's the craziest thing ever.
It's insane.
It's so crazy.
It's so sad. That fight is doomed. Dana White said he would never put that fight on again. I'm like, are you crazy? Book that shit again.
The thing that sucks is
maybe 4 is the magic number.
Dana said in an interview, kind of hinted or alluded to the fact. I hope I'm wrong. But that they're going to strip Tony of his interim belt. Like, you know, Robert Whittaker.
Where'd you see that?
Someone told me. I didn't hear it, so that's why I'm saying I don't know if it's true. Someone said, yeah, Dana just did an interview, and he was hinting like, or he said it in such a way that Tony is going to get stripped of his belt, and I thought, like, that's ridiculous.
Well, here's my question: if someone is the champ, right, and they get injured and they can't defend their title, then they have an interim title, right?
Yeah.
But if the interim guy gets injured and can't defend
the interim title,
do they strip does that ever happen?
Robert Whittaker,
Tony Ferguson loses interim lightweight title when Nurmagomedov and Holloway square off. So I guess they're taking the title.
Yeah, they didn't do that. I mean, they didn't do that to Robert Whittaker. He was the interim champion.
Should they have an interim? No?
I don't know, man. But
it doesn't seem
right. They let Whittaker take 11 months off to recover.
Why would they do that?
It was the exact same thing. It was the exact same situation. Robert Whittaker was fighting for the interim, or he had the interim title. Right. He was going to fight. I forget who it was. It was either was it Yo Romero? I forget who it was. And then he got injured. They didn't strip him.
Right.
Why are they stripping Tony?
Do you feel like it's punishment for him getting injured a week out? Like they're pissed and like, fuck it,
injuries,
strip him?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's...
You can't do that,
That's not right. I mean, Tony wanted to fight more than anybody. You got to believe me on that. What do you
do? Like, if he happens 4 weeks ago and it's an injury in training and he tears it from the bone, is that they just reschedule the fight, right?
Yeah.
And it's still for the interim title. Why is it like a week out the interim is canceled. Maybe it's because they have to make a big fight with Max Holloway versus Khabib for the world lightweight title.
That cost Tony a lot of money because he has the interim belt. This was going to be by far the biggest payday ever for him. I mean, he was making some good money.
Right.
It's because of the belt. So if you strip him, his next fight, he doesn't have that belt anymore to get money. You know, and
he'll get significantly less money. Say, what if
you don't have a belt? Hell yeah.
What if Max or Khabib wins? Right, one of them I assume is going to win, whoever one it is, and then Tony gets healthy, and then they're going to have Tony fight one of those guys for the title. Like, he would get less than he would have for this fight?
If he doesn't have the belt.
Really? So that's part of the contract?
If you have a belt, if you're going to negotiate for a fight and you have a belt, you have way more power than if you don't have a belt.
Right.
So by stripping him of the belt, his next fight, when he heals up and comes back, it's gonna cost him. You know, and it's not fair because, again, Robert Whittaker didn't get stripped of his interim belt. Max Holloway and Khabib should just fight, a main event fight. Doesn't have to be for a belt because that's going to fuck Tony.
Well, why would it fuck Tony if he still gets the interim title? If he kept the interim title, then it wouldn't fuck him.
Yes, exactly. For his next fight, when he negotiates for his next fight,
and then he would be interim title holder versus world title holder.
Yeah. Why does Max and Khabib have to fight for a belt? It doesn't have to be for a belt.
Well, the thing is, the UFC holds all the cards. They can make up the rules. They can do whatever they want when it comes to the rankings and stuff, right? They can't do whatever they want when it comes to rules. So with their position, they're like, look, this is going to cost us a shitload of money. How do we recoup that money? You know, how do we, we get Holloway to fight. Yeah, that's almost as big. Yeah. That's a giant fight too. Okay, now we're back. Now we're back in business. And the stripping him thing, I don't know what the policy is on that. I don't know if there's a public policy or if it's just they just make the call.
I think they could do whatever they want to do. I don't think
they would never give up that power if they did have it, like, to some organizing body. Like, why would they, right? Because organizing bodies could even get corrupted. But I think you have to be very careful when you make, like, interim titles, that you don't make too many of them and you don't have them around too often. You know, like, once you have them, you got to get them resolved pretty quick. Like, they're a way to build up excitement about the fight. But yeah, I mean, I don't think they would have stripped him if he got injured 4 weeks ago. But who knows? I might be wrong. They might just be, maybe they have a new policy. Maybe they're just stripping people. But then Conor hasn't fought in 500 days. Yeah, he's not stripped yet.
Exactly.
Conor's not stripped yet. He hasn't fought in more than 500 days. MMA. Last time he fought was Eddie Alvarez. That was his last MMA fight. That was a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. And then he hasn't been stripped. So imagine being a lightweight, just sitting around waiting while he's on boxing TV, having a boxing match with Floyd Mayweather. He doesn't even get stripped of his title, doesn't defend it, makes $100 million. They're like, when are you fighting again? I was like, who fucking knows?
It would be a lot.
Say shit.
It would be a lot clearer as what to do in this situation if Conor would have just fought like a regular lightweight champion. There wouldn't be this interim confusion.
Right. It's so good for Conor, though. All of it just makes him bigger and bigger. It's like they even changed the rules for him. You know? I mean, like, think about that. For him, like, it just makes him bigger. He hasn't fought in 500 days. Who fucking cares? He's just rolling around in a bathtub full of $100 bills every day, just diving in there and swimming. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. Did you see that documentary on Netflix?
No, I didn't.
It's really good. Really good. Yeah. He knew he was going to be a champion back in the day. It starts when he has just one tattoo, the one down his back. That's it. None of the neck tattoos or anything. And he already knew. He knew he just had like dynamite in his hands.
Yeah.
Crushing people on the local scene, crushing them.
Yeah.
One shots. Boom.